Hey, welcome back to Brendan Fitness and Money, where we use the power of sweat and spreadsheets to crush our goals. Hey, today we're taking advantage of a hidden rule within Yotta Savings to score an extra ticket for free and increase our odds of winning some more money. Also, I'd been wondering how two people within the same household can both have Yotta Savings accounts. I'll get into that at the end of this video. If you hadn't heard of Yotta before now, it's basically a savings account with an added game element that's a lot like the lottery where you can win prizes. The prizes range from anywhere from a dime to $10 million with a lot of different prizes in between, including a new Tesla. It's really interesting, a lot more interesting than a normal savings account. Typically with Yotta, you earn tickets by depositing money. For every $25 you deposit, you get one ticket. That ticket stays with you for forever. Now, other tickets like bonus tickets or referral tickets go away after just 1 week's drawings. This is an important distinction to make. Remember this for later. I have yet to see anybody take advantage of this little trick that I discovered in reading through the Yotta rules like several times over to make my last 2 Yotta videos, and I think it's really interesting. Buried deep within the bowels of the Yotta official rules, they describe how you get tickets. Obviously, the first way is by depositing money. The second way is a more hidden, sneaky, old school way, and that's by literally writing them a letter. You have to handwrite a letter, mail it to New York, and they'll give you a ticket. Let's do it. But first, why would they do this? Why would they set it up like that? Well, actually, you have to get into the weeds as far as the difference between a sweepstakes and a lottery to understand this. Yotta isn't just a savings account where you can park extra cash. It's actually a sweepstakes. And there's a big difference between a sweepstakes and a lottery. One element that differentiates it is that a sweepstakes has this tagline associated with it that you've always seen on a bunch of different sweepstakes throughout your life, and that's no purchase necessary. Basically, a lottery, one of the defining factors of a lottery is you have to pay something. You have to spend money. In lottery terms, that's called consideration. It would also put Yotta in hot water because technically, in the United States anyway, lotteries can only be operated by jurisdictions. So right now, there's only 45 states plus the District of Columbia, the US Virgin Islands, and Puerto Rico that are allowed to run lotteries. If anybody else, including any private company, wants to run what is technically a lottery, they can't. They're not allowed. And the definition of a lottery technically is as follows: a randomly drawn giveaway with a chance to win a prize that has monetary value and has an element of consideration. Now, the creators of Yotta claim that a big part of their motivation was to take people who would otherwise spend money on lottery tickets to try and play the game, to try and win some prize money, and instead incentivize them to keep that money because overall that would be better for them financially. And as it turns out, there are plenty of dollars to save and keep instead of spending on lottery tickets. In the 2018 fiscal year, Americans spent about $77.7 billion on lottery tickets. Billion with a B. That is just an absurd amount of money. Granted, like, people do win. I mean, people get vast sums of money between 10,000 and 410 million here locally, but your odds of winning a lottery are tiny, and your odds of keeping your money if you put it with Yotta are 100%. And I think the makers of Yotta are actually keying into a deeper issue here, because 78% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, and a quarter of us are saving nothing every month. So that means that in general, we are not people that have an emergency cash reserve for when the poop hits the fan, when we have that unexpected expense, and we're left having to go seek out expensive debt. If we instead had cash on hand, we were able to cover those unexpected expenses, we could avoid that expensive debt, and it would help us overall with our financial security. And remember, whenever I say something like cash on hand, what I'm not saying is physical dollar bills and like coins. I just mean cash in the sense that it's not like locked up in a retirement account or somewhere where it's difficult to access. It's as easy as any other bank account or any other place where you could get your money out either in physical or digital form in like a day or two. Cash. In 2019, one study found that 69% of Americans have less than $1,000 in savings. This is a problem. But maybe the deeper problem here is that their bank accounts are really boring and they don't care to put money in there because it's a snore fest. And maybe if they had a Yotta ball drop every Sunday night and another ball drop every other night of the week at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time where they could maybe win a Tesla, they would be more incentivized to save some money. Maybe they're just bored. Maybe their bank accounts should be less boring. Or at least that's the kind of stance that Yotta has taken, and that's why they invented their app. As for us in our family, we're only getting 0.01% interest at Wells Fargo. That is disgustingly low. That is so close to zero that it's like a spit in the face, which Wells Fargo is pretty comfortable doing these days. They're not against mistreating their customers, so it's really no surprise. But the fact that we can get a base rate of 0.2% with Yotta is a 20 times improvement. That's wild. No one's getting rich off 0.2%, but hey, it's a lot better than 0.1%. Plus, I've already won some money in prizes. So technically, I'm averaging even better than our high yield savings account with Ally Bank, which currently is only at 0.6%. So it's hardly high yield, but still, any little bit helps. Why not make some more money if you can, right? Anyway, enough backstory, enough lottery definitions. Let's get into writing this letter. In my last video, I invited everybody to comment with the lucky numbers that I should use to try and get this Tesla really locked down with this one ticket that I'm gonna get here. And thank you very much, Geraldo, for being the first person to give me a full set of numbers. So straight out of the Yotta official rules, here's what it says about what we have to do to write this letter. Option number 1, deposit money in the app. Option number 2, mailing in. You can receive one ticket by sending a handwritten sheet of paper with your name, address, email, and phone number to this New York address. For each completed sheet of paper, you will receive one ticket. If you want to select your own numbers, you should do that. Otherwise, they'll be picked for you. Limit one request per envelope. The entry will award a ticket for the drawing that starts on the next Monday. Very interesting. Let's do this. So to know whether this ends up being worth the effort and the stamp, I'll keep track of these numbers specifically and compare it to the cost of a stamp. I mean, right now a stamp is 55 cents. One of the prizes is 60 cents from Yotta. So all I have to do is win 60 cents or more, preferably a Tesla, to make this worthwhile. But it is interesting to read between the lines here, because as I'm reading those official rules, I'm thinking, there's really no limitations set up. There's really nothing in it that says, I couldn't hire a fleet of people to just write letters to Yotta all day long. Like, why not? Why wouldn't I increase my odds of winning this Yottery and winning that Tesla? But the remaining question is, like I said in the beginning, is this ticket that you get from writing this letter one of those like permanent tickets like you get from depositing $25 increments? Or is it only one of those weekly kind of bonus tickets that appears for 1 week and then disappears? So I emailed Yotta on their website through their support function to find out exactly how permanent or how temporary this ticket is. And drumroll please, it turns out it is a temporary ticket. So it's only good for that 1 week. Geraldo, I'm counting on you for these numbers to be super lucky, and it's gotta win the Tesla. If it does, I will give you a ride in it. I will let you drive it. But in return, if you win the Tesla, then I get to do a little test drive in it, and yeah, we'll just swap. Does that sound good? Shake on me. To answer the question about multiple people in the same household all having Yotta accounts, I also reached out to Yotta via their support function on their website for this question. They got an email back to me, and here's what that says. Basically, you can't have two users on the same exact bank account. You have to have separate bank accounts. So it was really easy for me. I just grabbed my wife's phone, installed the Yotta app, linked it to our Ally bank account, and then boom, we both got 100 bonus tickets for the little referral deal, and yeah, we're in business now. So we're both just winning prizes left and right. It's just raining money like for a couple of Scrooge McDucks here, and it's awesome. So yeah, I'll let you know. I'm gonna keep track of this whole ticket business, let you know if I win, and what I'm gonna do with all the millions of dollars of prize winnings. Pretty much guaranteed, right, Geraldo, right? Hey, if you're newer around here, which a lot of you are, oh my gosh, thank you all so much for recently subscribing. I really appreciate you guys. Hey, I make videos about fitness and about personal finance. These two things are just really tough to get right and to stick with and to have discipline in. I've been nerding out about personal finance and about fitness for many years now, and I just want to share anything that I can to help you along your way. Like, I'm happy to try stuff out and give you my opinion, to try and distill the differences between certain investing apps or what things mean, or some basic steps on how to improve your personal finances, and just do everything I can to make that an easier process for you. I'm also training for my first ultra marathon. So next year in 2021, for whatever reason, I've decided to try and run this 50K. I'm barring any serious injury, I won't be trying, I will do it. But what that means is I'm running 3 times a week right now, and I've got a wild Google spreadsheet to track it all. I'm a big fan of making your own tracking sheets and tracking whatever you want in your life, having the data to back up your goals and let you know where you stand. And yeah, that's the whole kind of sweat and spreadsheets shtick. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, stick around. If you didn't hate this video, invest in the like button because it helps me a ton. It lets YouTube know the video didn't suck. And yeah, appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. And I'll see you later. Peace.
There it goes. Oi.